Ever felt that pang of excitement when someone says they're sending you Bitcoin, only to be followed by a moment of slight panic? You think, okay, great. But how exactly do I receive it? If that sounds familiar, you're definitely in the right place. We live in an increasingly digital world, and cryptocurrency, with Bitcoin leading the charge, is becoming a more common part of our financial landscape. Whether you're a freelancer getting paid in crypto, a friend sending you a gift, or you're simply moving Bitcoin between different platforms, knowing how to receive it securely and efficiently is a fundamental skill. Now, if you're in Canada and exploring the world of Bitcoin, chances are you've come across Newton. It's a popular platform known for its user-friendly interface and its role in making cryptocurrency more accessible to Canadians. But even with a straightforward platform like Newton, the process of receiving Bitcoin for the first time can feel a little daunting. Think of it like receiving an email for the first time. Someone tells you they've sent something, and you have this new address, your email address, where it's supposed to arrive. Bitcoin works similarly, but instead of an email address, you have what's called a Bitcoin address. This address is a unique string of letters and numbers that acts as your digital mailbox for receiving Bitcoin. So, the core question we're tackling today is, how do you actually get Bitcoin into your Newton account? What are the steps involved? What do you need to be aware of to ensure a smooth and secure transaction? Well, let's break it down. Receiving Bitcoin on Newton involves a few key steps, and understanding each one will empower you to handle your crypto with confidence. Step 1. Locating your Bitcoin wallet address on Newton. This is the crucial first step. Your Bitcoin wallet address is like your public key. It's what you share with others so they can send you Bitcoin. Think of it as your bank account number, but specifically for Bitcoin within the Newton ecosystem. To find your Bitcoin wallet address on the Newton app, since most users will likely be using the mobile app, you'll typically need to navigate to your Bitcoin balance or wallet section. Here's a general idea of how to find it, though the exact interface might slightly evolve over time. Open the Newton app, launch the Newton application on your smartphone and ensure you're logged into your account. Navigate to your wallet, look for a section labeled Wallet, Balances, or something similar. You should see a list of the cryptocurrencies supported by Newton, including Bitcoin, BTC. Select Bitcoin, tap on Bitcoin, BTC, to access your Bitcoin wallet details. Find the Receive option. Within your Bitcoin wallet, you should find a button or option clearly labeled Receive. Tap on this. Your Bitcoin address appears. This will display your unique Bitcoin wallet address on Newton. It will likely be a string of alphanumeric characters, both letters and numbers, often presented alongside a QR code. Understanding your Bitcoin address. It's important to understand a few things about this address. It's case-sensitive. Bitcoin addresses are case-sensitive. This means that uppercase and lowercase letters are distinct. If someone enters even one character incorrectly, the Bitcoin might not reach your wallet. It's unique. Each time you request to receive Bitcoin, Newton might generate a new address for security and privacy reasons. While older addresses might still be valid, it's generally good practice to use the latest generated address. Don't confuse it with other crypto addresses. A Bitcoin address is specifically for receiving Bitcoin. Sending Bitcoin to a different cryptocurrency address, like an Ethereum address, will likely result in a loss of funds that cannot be recovered. Always double-check that the address you're sharing corresponds to the correct cryptocurrency. Step 2. Sharing your Bitcoin address with the sender. Once you've located your Bitcoin address on Newton, the next step is to share it with the person or platform that intends to send you Bitcoin. You have a couple of ways to do this. Copy and paste. The most common method is to tap on the displayed address within the Newton app. This will usually copy the address to your phone's clipboard. You can then paste this address into an email, messaging app, or any other communication method you're using with the sender. Share the QR code. The QR code is a visual representation of your Bitcoin address. The sender can scan this code using their Bitcoin wallet app, eliminating the risk of typing errors. If the sender is physically with you or can easily scan a screenshot, this can be a convenient and error-free method. Important considerations when sharing your address. Verify the address. Whether you're copying and pasting or sharing the QR code, it's always a good idea to visually verify a few characters at the beginning and end of the address with the sender, if possible, to ensure accuracy. Use secure communication channels. When sharing your Bitcoin address, especially if it's with someone you don't know well, use secure communication methods to avoid interception or tampering. Never share your private keys. Your Bitcoin address is public. It's safe to share it. However, your private keys are like the password to your Bitcoin and should never be shared with anyone. Newton securely manages your private keys for you, so you don't typically need to interact with them directly. Step 3. The sender initiates the Bitcoin transfer. Once the sender has your correct Bitcoin address, they will use their own Bitcoin wallet or platform to initiate the transfer. The exact steps for sending Bitcoin will vary depending on the sender's platform, but they will generally involve entering your Bitcoin address. The sender will paste or scan your Bitcoin address into the designated recipient address field in their sending platform. Specifying the amount, they will enter the amount of Bitcoin they wish to send. Paying transaction fees. Bitcoin transactions typically involve network fees, which are paid to the miners who process and validate the transactions on the Bitcoin blockchain. The sender will usually need to pay these fees, and the amount can fluctuate depending on network congestion. Initiating the transfer. Once all the details are correct, the sender will initiate the transaction. Step 4. Waiting for confirmation on the Bitcoin network. After the sender initiates the transfer, the transaction needs to be confirmed by the Bitcoin network. This process involves miners verifying the transaction and adding it to the blockchain, the public, distributed ledger of all Bitcoin transactions. Pending status. Initially, the transaction will likely have a pending or unconfirmed status. This means it has been broadcast to the network but hasn't yet been included in a block on the blockchain. Confirmations. For a transaction to be considered secure and finalized, it needs to receive a certain number of confirmations. The number of confirmations required can vary depending on the platform or service involved. Newton will likely have its own threshold for when they consider a Bitcoin deposit confirmed and credited to your account. Typically, 3 to 6 confirmations are considered standard for a reasonable level of security. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.